Welcome back to SPNN Forum. I am your host, Jiccarra N. Hollman, and I am honored to be speaking with ShaVunda Brown. ShaVunda.
Yes.
ShaVunda Brown. ShaVunda Thunder. That's your Instagram. You know, when I'm looking to know how to introduce someone, because how can I introduce ShaVunda Brown, ShaVunda the Thunder, the ShaVunda that bring the thunder, the poet, the mother, the reproductive justice advocate, the, what can I say, conscious social movement within. Did I say artist? Did I say singer? Did I say, I don't know how to say the poet that is melodic. I just said it.
Okay.
That's what it is. You know, I'm happy to be here with you.
I'm happy to be here as well.
She has such a melodic voice. It's beautiful. Like, I see where the melody comes from.
So,
all right, you ready to get into it?
let's get into it.
Because you're doing so many amazing things. You know, you are a meritorious presenter, performer from plays that you have originated in some big box theater, like the History Theater here in Minnesota. I remember when I first came to know of you, just this gym that you were like performing as like you were like a woman, you know, as you were delivering and growing life inside of you. You had so much that you were giving to us. So tell me, like, how do you just choose, you know, what artistry that you want to share with the world?
Okay. Do you mean like which medium
Yes.
that I like to use?
Or how do you
because I
even
use a lot of
describe-
mediums.
Yeah, exactly. Like multidisciplinary artists. How do you even describe your mediums?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I just list all of the things, you know, singer, hip hop artist, poet, actress. I just voice, you know, over talent. I list all those things. But yeah, it's a multidisciplinary thing that goes on, that's happening with me. And wherever the message wants to land, whichever way the message wants to come out, whether that's through a poem or through a song, then that's what I allow. I just allow it to come out, you know.
Okay, which came first for you?
Well, I've known since I was 5 years old that I wanted to act and that I wanted to sing. And then when I was 10, my mom was cleaning up some paperwork, and amongst that paperwork was a copy of Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou, and I started to read that poem, and I said, I want to do this too. I also want to write, you know. And so from that time on, I started to explore writing using poetry, you know, as the main medium. I have since written a one-woman play. I'm working on the next one of that. And so, yeah, it's been a long time for me, all my life, you know, which is really amazing to think about, that a seed that started when I was really young has taken me to so many different places in life.
Yes, that is beautiful. And speaking of the great Maya Angelou, we just lost another great legendary poet who just joined us here in Minnesota recently in the last year, the one and only Nikki Giovanni. Did she play any, you know, role in your artistry?
Absolutely, you know, talk black, you know, ego tripping. She was this unapologetic voice. It's so difficult to say was, because I mean, she was just with us. And I had the pleasure of meeting her as well. But yeah, just that.
Oh, you got invited to the private party?
I mean, it was just a book signing.
Okay.
It was just a book signing. It wasn't even a private party type thing. It was just that she made herself available to everyone who came out to see her. And so I was just honored and privileged to be able to meet her and to speak with her and to just tell her that she did influence me. And yeah, I try to tap into that, you know, unapologetic Blackness into my artistry as much as I can. So yeah, and being proud of myself and just being honored to be aware of my history and to know that I'm carrying a legacy forth. So Nikki Giovanni, love her, love her.
Yes, and that you are carrying a legacy forward. We're not just going to brush past that,
Right?
you know, because as you said, the work that you do is, dang, I can't believe I'm about to call her an ancestor.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's rooted by our ancestors that you can call on. Like, can we not get Terry up here? Like, it's so sad she was just with us.
Yes.
And, you know, to be in a room with her and to share how she have played a role in who you are as an artist, you know, and gave us inspiration as young Black women.
Yes.
You know, coming into our own voice.
Exactly.
Coming into our own, like, being. Our own, like, understanding of what it means to be Black and brown girls in this space where nothing is given to us.
Right.
So how are you, because you're in a sense like a disruptor, and disruptors are not always bad, okay? Disruptors can be a great thing because you're using your voice to push something, you know, to push back on reproductive justice. You know, you're using your voice to push back on things that affect us. And why is that important for you to use your voice to call on consciousness?
Well, if we're not using our voices to call out oppressive forces, I feel like, what are we doing? I think that is a really important aspect of being an artist, is to disrupt and to create artwork about what's happening in the world, to reflect what's happening in the world, the ills, what's wrong, and also to inspire joy as well. I think that's the other side of things. And so I think it's essential to call out what's happening, what's wrong, in order to heal.
Yes.
As a people, as a collective, as a nation.
Yes,
I think it's vital that we call out the things that are disrupting our peace.
Yes.
You know,
say that.
so that we can get to the joy and get to the healing.
I always love it when I'm in a space and like the African American History Theater or the Heritage Museum, and then you come up and take the mic. I'd be like, oh snap, we are in for a treat. And what I get every time I do hear you speak or share your artistry, whether it is poetry or your music or in a performative manner, I feel so warm.
Wow.
Even when you're saying like things that are like rooted in like action, I still feel warmth when I experience you because you're an experience.
Thank you.
And I asked you, I said, what is your Instagram name? It's ShaVunda Thunder. Where's the thunder? Where did that come from? Because I understand, but tell me why you decided like, I am self-proclaiming myself ShaVunda Thunder.
You know what's so funny? I have used a few mnemonic devices for my name in order for people to remember my name, and none of them I came up with myself.
Okay.
Other people have given them to me. I kid you not.
Okay.
And so ShaVunda Thunder, who came up with that was my brother, Farrington. Actually, he was freestyling. And we were just like, we're just freestyling, you know, as we have done, as we've been known to do. And he just started riffing off on my name and was coming up with all kinds of different rhymes and just freestyling about me. And then he got to that thunder, and I was like, oh, yeah, we're going to keep that.
Okay.
I was like, that's it.
Yes.
ShaVunda brings the thunder.
Yes.
That's what he said, and that's what has stuck.
ShaVunda brings the thunder, and that you do. And speaking of Farrington,
yes.
So when I was talking about, you sharing your gifts while, carrying a gift,
Right.
you had like a group with Farrington, a duo.
Yes.
What was the name of it?
Kim Clan.
Kim Clan. And
Yes.
what was you guys' mission and purpose in your message?
That's a great question, actually. So our mission, I think, and our vision was really just about coming together, as a Black man and a woman,
Yes.
and creating together and just being a positive force, a positive creative force in the world. I think you don't see a lot of collaborations like that. And so it was just something new. It was just something, refreshing. We just wanted to come with a, refreshing perspective, because I don't see that a lot. And people would always say, this is really great. I like what y'all are doing and what you're bringing and what you're talking about. And the talk was about Black liberation.
Yes.
So it was about getting free, being free, and again, finding that joy as well. So
I remember seeing the pictures of you both in your white and you sitting in these like beautiful crown chairs, and it just, the photos in itself it felt like, oh, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful. So you see me lean in like
Right.
this, because I
Harkening
want to
back
ask,
to some Fuji stuff,
Right. Yes, exactly. That is the vibe that you gave. So at any point in this life, speaking of the Fugees, you know, sometimes they get back on stage
Right.
together.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to know, the people want to know,
Okay.
if at any point in this lifetime we can
Yes.
expect a reunion.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
That's something that's always on the table.
Good.
We were kicking it recently and just talking about, some producers and things like that we've been working with and on our own, like, individual projects. And we just kind of, talked about listening to some beats, writing some things, and creating some things. And so, I would say, keep your ears peeled, keep your eyes peeled. There may be something in the works.
Okay.
And, if the people want it, then we're ready to bring it, I think. So.
The people want it. The people want it. Yes, we do. We want it. Because, we want that. I believe, and I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe those children that you were, giving life to at that time are now grown. And so that means that there is a level of maturity. And there's a change from what we experienced then to probably what we will get this time around.
Absolutely.
And I think that is an experience that I can't wait to buy a ticket for.
Oh, my God.
Okay?
Yeah.
Speaking of tickets, I don't know if this is a ticketed event.
This is a ticketed event.
It is a ticketed event.
Absolutely.
And
on Eventbrite.
Hey! We want to buy a ticket to the Orison Soul Sessions. Tell me, what is it and why should we?
Yeah, so the Orison Soul Sessions is more than an open mic.
Okay.
It happens on the first Friday of every month at Indigenous Roots Cafe. And it is really the brainchild of my collaborator, Lenora McGee. And how it began, as she tells the story, was that she had an event at her home. I think it was Labor Day or Memorial Day weekend. It was like one of those weekends. And we were having she was having some really good conversation in the house. And one of her family members plays the keys. And so they were playing keys on the porch. They were like kind of in a rehearsal with somebody else. And being the artist that I am, I'm like, well, let me go to the musicians. And I started singing out there. And then the house started to hear it. And so they're like, they wanted to see what was going on. And they were vibing on it. And we were just like, we should do this like once a month. We should, do this more often. We need to get together maybe once a month and do this kind of a thing. And that was a seed that was planted in her that she really allowed to blossom and bloom. And she really, moved forward on doing that. And so for an entire year, she's been doing the Orison Soul Sessions. before they were on Thursday nights, and then when they started on Friday nights, that's when I came on board creatively and start supporting and co-producing and things like that, and just started singing with the band. So there's a live band for these sessions every single time. They're there to support the artists. We have a featured artist, musician every time, a featured poet every time, and then the band is there, to give the people what they want, give the people what they need. Lenore hosts, and we invite the audience to submit questions anonymously based on the theme for that month. Every month there's a theme. And then we allow the questions to be answered amongst the collective, as to say that the wisdom is in the room, and anything that we need is in the space with us, right? So you can get your question answered by the wisdom in the space in the room. There are games that we play. There are prizes for these games. There's delicious food, and it's a vibe. It's a vibe every single time. People come and they get fed, not just physically, but in their souls as well. And that's the hope. So, yeah, it's been a beautiful, beautiful thing to experience and to be a part of. And I'm super excited to see how this can grow. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing
Absolutely.
that. I'm excited to experience that. Welcome back. If you are just tuning in to SPNN Forum, I am your host, Jiccarra N. Hollman, and I am sitting here with the wonderful, remarkable ShaVunda Brown, aka ShaVunda Thunder. And we were just talking about the Orison Soul Sessions, where you can get fed both, edibly, but also soulfully.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. So you said every week or every month?
Once a month.
Once a month on the first Friday.
Yes.
And there's a theme?
Yes.
So what's the theme coming up?
So the theme coming up, I think the theme coming up is Brother, Brother.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, February, so this is where we kind of get off schedule. We don't typically, we don't do it on the first Friday in February because of a special day called a Coma Day, and it's a Black Love Day. It was kind of created to just celebrate Black love. And so on a Coma Day, that's when we have like a Black love, celebration. So that happens on, I have to get the day, I think it's February 13th or 16th, it's like around that time frame.
We will insert the date.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
I love that though, Black Love Day. But now I have to ask, why can't we have a Black Love Day outside of the month of February?
I think it happens because to just give folks, an alternative. I think the history of it is something that I have to research for myself. But I think with other holidays, like we see Kwanzaa, it happens. It happens in December because it's around all those other holidays that happen, Christmas, Hanukkah, all that. So it's just like, okay, well, if we want something for ourselves to celebrate, let's have it be around the time that other folks are celebrating as well. So, yeah.
Okay. It is very fitting. It is fitting because it is our month. So
it's Black History Month, right?
Exactly. And so we're cultivating Black history and we're cultivating Black love.
Yeah.
So let's look forward to that.
Absolutely.
We invite that. And speaking of Black love, with celebrating Black love, we have to give space for Black life. And that's what you're doing with your work.
Thank you.
I know you work for a service called Our Justice, right? But I know that for you to work for an organization, there have to be some personal values that ties you to them. So what is it that attracts you to this work?
Right. Well, I believe in a person's choice.
Yeah.
I believe that folks should have bodily autonomy and that they know what's best for their own bodies and what's best for their own families. And so that's in alignment with the missions and the values of this place, this organization, Our Justice. And so it was just a natural fit to go there and to support the work that they do and become a part of that. So I feel really at home to be a part of this organization and to be doing this work to uplift folks who are seeking abortion care. Yeah.
So that's what I was going to ask next is like, what does the work look like?
So the work looks many different ways, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a lot to this work. A part of it is just supporting folks in getting the care that they desire and the care that they need that they're unable to afford at the time. And so we, as a fund, put money, towards supporting folks and getting that reproductive care that they need. We support with resources for transportation. We support with hotel stays. We also give free Plan B. We do work at the legislature. We recently had a bill last year that we hope to bring back to increase, to support where there's a lack with the Medicaid reimbursement rates. Right now it's only a 20%, which that was something that we worked to get reimbursement rate for Medicaid, and it needs to be at 100. And so in order to fill that gap, we're asking for government funding to go towards a fund that will support clinics that are providing that service. So that will keep folks, that will keep these clinics alive and thriving for the next 5 years. $30 million allocation would do that.
Wow.
So that's the ask, and there are some folks who are behind us in this work who support us, and so we're just asking, for that support to increase and, for these clinics to be able to keep their doors open and continue to provide that care, because without access, our rights mean nothing. If you're not able to access the abortion care that you need, it doesn't make a difference if it's legal or not within the state that you live in or the state that you're visiting, if you can't get the care. So our hope is that folks can continue to access abortion care here in the state of Minnesota, whether they live here or they're visiting here, in order to get that care, and that our clinics, especially the indie abortion clinics, are supported. So.
That is really powerful work that you're doing, especially during a time and during, an election where even that right or choice, is like questionable. Like it's almost like it's on the ballot, whether or not that right is a given, opportunity for us. And then to be in a state where we do have such great work around that choice, that right. But to know that there are other states within this country that do not support that. So it is phenomenal work that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Were you ever concerned that at any point that based on, the things that we're voting against and for, like the doors can close?
Right. Well, I think it's not as much of a concern as it is a strategizing how we're going to work around and work within, or, a system that, may be supporting or maybe denying our rights. Our justice as an organization has been here since before Roe versus Wade. So before we even, had the right, we've been here supporting people and getting access. So I just see it as moving with the flow, moving with, finding a flow within the tide, essentially.
Yes. Beautiful.
We've been here before. We've been here when we saw it get overturned, and we've been here in litigation, with the Minnesota Supreme Court. And so the work will just continue. The struggle continues.
Yes.
No matter who's in office.
Okay. In lieu of moving with the flow, And in celebration of us being in a time of holidays, whether
Yes.
we choose to celebrate or not, I think I would like to give a gift to our listening audience.
Okay.
The gift of the ShaVunda Thunder experience.
Wonderful.
Will you please share something with us?
Absolutely. And before I share, I want to say that I will actually be performing with Ashley DeBose at Ice House on December 17th. So
Nice.
that's going to be a whole holiday show right there. And
Yes.
so if folks want to come out and support and, see me really do my thing, sing some classics, that'll be the place to come and do it. And right now, I think I'll just share some poetry. Is there...
Okay, come on,
Let
shameless
me know
plug.
if there's time for me to do a full piece or if I'm just doing an excerpt, but for sure.
An excerpt is good because we want people to pay for the holiday show to come and get the full experience. So give
Okay.
us a little taste, a little sample,
All right.
a little stocking stuffer.
We talked about names earlier, so I think what I'll do is read this poem that I wrote that is about names, right?
Okay.
And the naming that happens in African American communities.
Okay,
So I'll just do a
beautiful.
little excerpt.
Beautiful.
All right. My name is poetry. Celebratory African songs, bass tones slapped on pun logos, brilliance, distorted by colonial capture and repurposed by rape. To remedy the pain, my name became blues, burdened yet hopeful and beholden to my soul's truth. My name is jazz, a world of abstract dreams, inventive yet often misunderstood. And I think I'll leave it right there.
Oh,
I know, right? Cliffhanger. But you said, give a little taste. And so as you're feeling it, you're like, I want more. And
yes.
yeah, just come see me. Come see me, come book me.
Yes.
Those are the things. Those are the ways in which folks can access me. So yeah.
I'm mad but excited that you gave us that excerpt because I
Yeah.
really want to hear the rest of that.
Right. Well, ShaVunda@gmail.com, ShaVunda. Email me,
Yes.
book me. Find me on my social medias, ShaVunda Thunder,
Yeah.
on Instagram, That's with the U. And yeah.
Thank you
Folks
so
can
much.
book me for sure. Absolutely.
Thank you. Book ShaVunda Thunder
Yeah.
because she brings the thunder.
Also, I sing with the band, so all of that. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And we're looking forward to coming to see you this month, for
Yes.
the holiday special that my twin sister friend is putting
Yes.
on.
Oh, wonderful.
So, of course, I'll be there.
Okay, I'm
so-
excited.
Yeah. And how else can we, continue to keep up with you? You said social media, your name once again.
Yes, ShaVunda Brown, ShaVunda Thunder on Instagram. I'm really easy to find because my name is so unique.
Yes.
ShaVunda @gmail.com for people who want to just message me directly. I check that very regularly, so yeah.
Thank you. ShaVunda Brown, the poet, the artist, the musician, the legend, the Minnesota, what a curator of soulful experiences. Make sure you continue to patronize her, support her, and book her today.
Hey, come on.
All
Absolutely.
right. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. This has been a wonderful experience with SPNN, and I am your host, Jiccarra N. Hollman. Just so happy to have the joy of the experience of ShaVunda Brown. Thank you.